Hi guys, crazy to ditch Boris. Americans want outgoing Prime Minister to replace Biden as US President poll. And this is, of course, in the Express. Now, the Express is always a lot of fun. And I normally cover Brexit-related stories in the Express, but I couldn't pass over this one. It says in the subtitle, Americans must think Britain is crazy to ditch Boris Johnson as Prime Minister, a leading supporter has claimed, as a new exclusive poll has revealed an increasing number of US voters wishing he was their president instead of Joe Biden. Okay, this is all right. So first, let's look at the result of this poll, and then I get to the details of the poll in a moment. So it says here, foreign leaders as US president. Boris Johnson leading on 31%, and then you can see Macron on 18%, Putin 17%. Macron and Putin are more or less neck and neck there. And, you know, America's neighbor, Trudeau in Canada, not very popular at all. But Boris Johnson as leader of the US. Okay, Boris Johnson, as far as I know, is a US citizen, so he could technically run for president. That's not going to happen, though. Maybe. We've said all sorts of things in the past. But let's get to a little bit more about who conducted this poll. Now, this poll was conducted by an organization called the Democracy Institute. It says here, according to the University of Bath's Tobacco Tactics Project, the Institute has taken part in pro-tobacco activities and has previously received funding from the tobacco industry. So it likes tobacco. It also likes talking about the European Union, healthcare, obesity, electoral studies, things like that. Now, its founder is a guy called Patrick Basham, and Patrick is an interesting character, but I want to get to a point. It says here, during the 2020 United States presidential election, Basham made comments supporting the Trump campaign's false claims of electoral fraud in an article he authored for the Daily Express, okay, a middle market British tabloid newspaper. No, it's not a middle market, it's a bestseller. Anyway, throughout the campaign, the Daily Express published polls commissioned with Basham's Democracy Institute showing that Trump would win with a landslide victory. And of course, Trump did not win, he lost. So maybe we can take this poll with a pinch of salt, as it's probably not really indicative of US opinion. Look, Joe Biden is not very popular at the moment for a number of reasons, but the likelihood of him being replaced by Boris Johnson is very, very remote. Not impossible. Okay, I'm not going to say anything like this is impossible, because then it happens, but it's extremely remote. But Boris Johnson, obviously these people don't know who Boris Johnson is. They've seen him on TV. I think most of the people who probably responded to this survey would not be able to find the United Kingdom on a map. Never mind know anything about Boris Johnson. Once again, it's just about people they've probably heard of. Okay. So, oh yeah, I've heard about Boris Johnson. Or maybe they've seen pictures. I don't know. They've seen pictures of Johnson who say, oh yeah, he's a bit like Trump, isn't he? And Trump has spoken to him a number of times. And Trump has spoken very well of Trump. I was going to say of Boris Johnson. So maybe there is this sort of love or affectionate for Johnson in the US, probably through ignorance. But I don't think this poll really means anything, and I hope that Boris Johnson is not looking across the water to become the next president. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.